golfer Ashton Turner won plaudits for his conduct as he made his debut at the Open Championship. The 22-year-old from Alford attracted attention from national media ahead of the Thursday's first round due to his against-the-odds rise in the game. At the age of 1, Turner was diagnosed with ataxia, a rare form of cerebral palsy. In a bid to assist his coordination, he was introduced to golf at the age of 3 by his parents, joining Louth's Kenwick Park Golf Club at the age of 4. Lincolnshire golfer discovers Open Championship playing partners. Turner remains an honorary member at the club and still has the same coach, Paul Spence, who was part of his support team at Carnoustie for the 147th Open Championship. Turner began his first round late on Thursday morning and went on to shoot a 7-over par round 78. Ashton Turner at the Open Championship. Image, Richard Sellers, PA Wire. Then, as part of the final group out on Friday, he shot a 77 to finish on 13 over the par, missing the halfway cut by 10 shots. However, it was still a memorable few days for the former Alford grammar school pupil, who paid tribute to his supporters. Lincolnshire golfer beats Ryder Cup stars to reach Open Championship. No words really except thank you to everyone supporting me this week on Golf at Love Golf. Members at Rob Tankard 77 at Paul Spence 4 at Chloe Fletcher _ at Lyle _ Phillips at Firestar Sport at Firestar 10xgen. Meanwhile, Kenwick Park Golf Club tweeted, "All at KPGC News are so proud of how Ashton Turner 96 conducted himself at the Open this week. It's been a whirlwind week with all the media attention from at Sky Sports Golf, at BBC Sport, at Nick Golf Channel, and it's only a matter of time until he is teeing it up with the world's best each week." In an interview first published by The Echo in 2015, Turner tells former Echo reporter Dave Marshall how getting into golf helped him defy ataxia, a form of cerebral palsy. "Any athlete will tell you their proudest moment comes when they represent their country. Ashton Turner has achieved that honor at the age of just 19, but then this Alford-based golfer is a unique individual." Turner, a member of Kenwick Park Golf Club near Louth, had already represented and captained the England boys team, but earning his first senior cap for his country was, he says, his proudest achievement so far. In the future, Turner has his sights set on turning professional and competing against the likes of Rory McIlroy at the top of the game, but for now the former Alford Grammar School student is focusing on his amateur career and impressing selectors for this year's Walker Cup in September. Ashton Turner in action at the Open Championship. Image, Richard Sellers, PA Wire. "My next big objective is to push for a Walker Cup place," said Turner. "It will be difficult. I will have to finish this year very strongly to make that team, but I know in myself I can do it. Selection is all down to current form. They do look at rankings, but really it would be down to how you're playing at the time. The Walker Cup has always been an aim of mine and I want to put myself in the mix this year and get the attention of selectors. Contemplating an appearance for Great Britain and Ireland and a future switch to the professional ranks is a far cry from a somewhat accidental introduction to the sport." Turner was born with ataxia, a form of cerebral palsy. At the age of 3.5, he was undergoing painful physiotherapy sessions to help with his balance. His father Simon thought golf might help with those issues. Ashton Turner at the Open Championship. Image, Richard Sellers, PA Wire. "My introduction to golf was pretty much by accident really," he said. "I had difficulty balancing when I was younger and had to do a lot of physio to improve my leg muscles. Obviously physio can be painful, but through golf my dad figured it was good physio without the pain, so that's how I started. I had some plastic clubs at home, which I used in the garden, and then I started chipping and putting at golf courses that would allow it. Then I came here, Kenwick Park, for my first lesson. I don't really remember much about it, but Dad has told me I just loved playing the game. I never feel the effects of my ataxia. The doctors told me when I was 8 that I was pretty much rid of it." Turner insists there is no pressure on him to become a professional right now, but he says it will happen in the future and he is confident he has the game to compete with the sport's elite. My main strength is I can hit the ball a long way." Turner added, "If I go at it hard I can hit the ball 335 to 340 yards. Obviously I'm not going to go flat out in a tight tree-lined fairway, but if you practice it enough, you pretty much know where the ball's going to go. At the end of the day I believe in myself. I think I have the game to enable me to turn professional. When you see the guys at the top, they are all hitting the ball a long way." Ashton Turner at the Open Championship. Image, Richard Sellers, PA. Wire. Turner's dedication and commitment to the sport means he spends hours each day both at the range and on the golf course. And the teenager admits there has been a need to make a few sacrifices along the way. "I have had to make sacrifices, but I don't feel like I missed out on anything," he said. "The day that you're not practicing is a day lost to everyone else. Obviously the sacrifice is not going out with your mates and having what, to them, is a good time. But to me, playing golf is having a good time, so it doesn't really bother me. There won't be any boys' holidays unless we go on a golfing break to La Manga or somewhere," he joked. Turner's development has been guided by the same coach since he first visited Kenwick Park Golf Club as a toddler. Of course, professional Paul Spence admits he initially tried to talk his dad Simon out of starting him so young. Ashton Turner with coach Paul Spence after qualifying for the 147th Open Championship. "I remember his father coming here as many parents do and saying they had a very gifted son or daughter," recalled Spence. "I tried to talk him out of it at the time, thinking at 3.5, Ashton was just too young. Anyway, his dad was convinced Ashton was ready and he brought him down one Sunday morning. The first time he stood there with a club in his hand, you could see he had some ability. He must have been doing a lot of practicing in his garden or something, because he certainly knew what he was doing. These kind of kids don't come around very often. I've always looked at Ashton as being something special, but you never quite know how special you have to be to make it as a professional. I've always felt we should keep everyone's feet on the ground and just keep plugging away and see where it takes him. I think that approach has led to him representing England at all the levels he could have. The next thing is, can he get into the Walker Cup team and can he win a big amateur tournament? And then can he move on to being a professional?"